This is the broadcast voice of Marshall University, WMUL-FM, Huntington, West Virginia. And now, News Center 88 at 5, the area source for the most complete news coverage from across the campus of Marshall University and the Huntington tri-state area. And now, the News Center 88 team.
Good evening, everyone. For this Thursday, September 29th, I'm Leanda Carey.
And I'm Aaron Payne. Coming up on News Center 88, Payne at the parking meter. Also, Jerry Smith will be in with the Metro Huntington weather forecast, and Jimmy Sanders will be in with the FM 88 Sports Report. All in your only daily source for Marshall Broadcast News. The current temperature outside the WMUL studios is 73 degrees.
And now on to our top story. If you drive to campus, you know what it's like trying to find a place to park each day. But as News Center 88's Carly Timko reports, even with limited parking available now, the campus is taking steps toward improvement.
For some students and faculty members, parking on campus is an everyday struggle.
I'm always late to my classes because I'm trying to find a stupid parking spot.
There are simply not enough parking spaces here at Marshall University. It's very terrible for the students, and they want us to pay all that money and not have enough parking spaces for us.
Students who wish to park in the general on-campus student lots purchase what is called a Surface Pass for $75 for 6 months or $150 for the whole year. However, the Surface Passes are limited and sell out rapidly.
On the first day of classes this year, I walked over to the on-campus parking office and tried to purchase a general parking pass for the student lots on campus. And I literally went there the very first day of classes, and they were all sold out. So I had to purchase a parking pass for the garage, which isn't convenient at all.
While finding an ideal parking spot on campus may be frustrating to some, parking authorities argue that this should not be the case. Chief of the Marshall University Police Department, James Terry, says that there is not a lack of parking on campus.
The stadium lot is never full as of yet. The parking garage never fills up past the 5th floor. We have 2 lots on Maple Avenue that aren't being used at all, so there's additional spaces right there.
Despite his observation of parking availability, Chief Terry assures that there is more parking on the way.
We're currently in anticipation of losing spaces. We are doing a design-build project to build an additional parking garage.
This new parking garage is said to be high priority, and construction will begin next summer. Until then, students will need to tough it out with hopes that parking will be trouble-free in the near future. For News Center 88, I'm Carly Timko.
Thanks, Carly. For more about on-campus parking, stop by the Office of Public Safety on the corner of 5th Avenue and 18th Street.
Marshall University is in waiting for a grant that means much more than just extra cash. 8 groups will share $1 million in grants to develop training for emergency preparedness and accident prevention in underground mines. The U.S. Mine Safety and Health Administration announced the Brookwood-Sago grants today. Receiving grants are the University of Arizona, Penn State University, the Colorado School of Mines, Wheeling Jesuit, and Marshall Universities in West Virginia, Belleville State Community College in Alabama, the United Mine Workers of America Career Centers Incorporated in Washington, Pennsylvania, and the Virginia Department of Mines, Minerals, and Energy. The grants are named after the 13 men who died in 2 explosions at the Jim Walter Resources mine in Brookwood, Alabama in 2001, and 12 men who died in an explosion at the Sago mine in West Virginia in 2006.
Coming up, the search is still on for a missing girl from Lewis County, and the details aren't getting any clearer. And news from across the tri-state when News Center 88 returns right after this. Welcome back to News Center 88, named Best Newscast in West Virginia by the Associated Press. I'm Leanda Carey.
And I'm Aaron Payne. A government report shows construction workers, miners, and food service workers top the list of occupations that smoke the most. Experts say it might have as much to do with lower education levels as the jobs themselves. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention study found 19.6% of working adults smoke, but as many as 30% in the mining, construction, and food service industries smoke. Smoking can pose extra danger for miners who might ignite methane gas with matches or cigarette lighters. Federal officials say that since 1977, 4 major mine explosions have been blamed on smoking that combined killed 24 miners. The CDC study is based on in-person interviews of more than 113,000 working adults in the years 2004 through 2010.
The FBI says the family of a missing 3-year-old Lewis County girl has been moved to an undisclosed location while the search for the toddler continues. They offered no new details on their investigation during an afternoon press briefing. Aaliyah Lunsford of Bendale vanished Saturday. She was last seen in purple pajama pants and a pink sweatshirt. Authorities haven't declared her disappearance a crime. They're still treating the search as a rescue mission. Special Agent Jeff Killeen tells media outlets authorities have no suspects or evidence of foul play. Police say the doors and windows of the family's home were secure and there were no signs of forced entry. It's now roped off with yellow crime tape. Volunteer coordinator Chris Strader says as many as 1,800 people a day have helped in the search.
The American Society of Civil Engineers says nearly 4 out of 10 West Virginia bridges are structurally deficient or obsolete. Many in labor, citizen, and faith groups are saying that with low interest rates and a lot of construction workers unemployed, now is the perfect time to fix that. Affiliated construction trade spokesman Wayne Rebich says state and federal governments should increase infrastructure spending now to deal with problems that aren't going away.
At some point or another, we are going to have to deal with it. These are bridges that are used every day, that our school buses, our children cross back and forth every day.
The Obama administration wants to increase funding for infrastructure, saying it would create tens of thousands of jobs nationally. But Republicans in Congress have proposed cutting infrastructure funds by a third to reduce the deficit.
Rebich says poor infrastructure cost the U.S. economy nearly $130 billion last year, and because it slows the economy, it costs thousands of jobs. West Virginia Center on Budget and Policy Rep. Sean O'Leary says that's a big issue when trying to bring jobs to mountainous West Virginia.
A lot of people talk about taxes as the cost of doing business. The real cost of doing business is transportation. After labor, when businesses are looking at where to locate, where to expand, the biggest cost for a business is transportation.
O'Leary says the state's lost 15% of its construction jobs to the recession.
Interest rates are low as it possibly could be. If we're having a problem with unemployment, why not issue some bonds, make smart investments? We'll reap the benefits for decades and decades, and with these low interest rates, like free money when you get the bang for the buck out of it.
A Cabell County doctor has surrendered her medical license following an investigation of her drug prescribing practices. The West Virginia Board of Osteopathy had suspended Dr. Anita Dawson's license in April 2010 following a raid of her Milton office by federal agents. According to the board, 8 of Dawson's patients died from overdoses. No criminal charges have been filed. Media outlets report that Dawson's attorney sent a letter to the board in July offering to forfeit her license. The board accepted the surrender of Dawson's license last week.
Coming up next, a brave mailman is delivered his just reward. When News Center 88 returns, stay with us. Welcome back to News Center 88, voted Best News Program by the National Broadcasting Society. I'm Leanda Carey.
And I'm Aaron Payne. The Federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has sued a coal company saying it illegally refused to hire black miners at a facility in western Kentucky. The EEOC on Monday sued Riverview Coal of Waverly on behalf of Sean King and a class of black applicants, but did not say how many people were covered by the lawsuit. The EEOC said from 2008 through 2010, Riverview Coal rejected applicants based on race. EEOC attorney Amy McPherson says the dispute appears to be the first race discrimination filed by the agency in the western half of Kentucky against a coal company. Multiple messages left for Alliance Resource Partners of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Riverview's parent company, were not returned Monday afternoon and Tuesday morning.
A subsidiary of Thailand-based Siam Precision Components plans to open a specialty converting factory in West Virginia. Acting Governor Earl Ray Tomblin says Precision Converting Solutions plans to invest about $6 million in the project. The factory will be in the Charleston area and will employ 25 workers. It's scheduled to be fully operational in 2 years. Tomlin and company officials announced the project today. Siam manufactures precision laminated components. The West Virginia factory will be Siam's first manufacturing and research and development facility in North America.
An Ohio letter carrier who has helped save the lives of 3 people has been honored in Washington, D.C. for his latest heroics. The National Association of Letter Carriers gave 55-year-old Keith McVeigh of Barberton near Akron its 2011 National Hero of the Year award at a hotel luncheon on Capitol Hill. He told the Associated Press before resuming his Capitol sightseeing this afternoon that it was a super honor to get the award. Last year, while delivering mail, he performed CPR on an unconscious man in Akron. 3 years ago, he pulled a drowning girl from a lake, and nearly 20 years ago, he went to the aid of a teenager who had attempted suicide.